Hey, what's up, Scorpio? Welcome to this Timeless General Tarot reading. Make sure to check the timestamps below if you would like to skip to the relevant parts for you. Per usual, all typical disclaimers are assumed. All non-typical disclaimers are asserted. I am not responsible for you misusing the truth imparted by this message in your experience. You need to make sure that you take what is meant for you and that you leave the rest. With that being said, I make sure to let Spirit give me a clear message as opposed to rush out a message for the sake of retaining viewership, so to speak. So if you're starting to lose patience on me getting cards to come out, make sure you, and the world card really wanted to come out here, make sure you use the timestamps below to get to relevant parts of the message for you. So this is very strange because this is sort of signifying that some kind of disappointing news of defeat is actually going to bring some kind of cycle to a close for you. Not sure what that cycle is. We don't have any water energy for you here. We don't have any personification symbolized either. So, kind of a interesting notion. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. So it's very strange because whatever this closing cycle is seems to be affecting somebody. They are going to find themselves feeling disappointed. They're going to find themselves trying to use other people to feel better. This is a lot of what this is signifying. But once again, this is an earth sign, so it isn't exactly pointing to you directly, but that's where the energy is here. It's kind of a call to, it's like a sign that whatever this is, it needs to end. Whatever this defeat is, you need to have this defeat. So it's disappointed a little bit that you're feeling like taking it out on other people to a certain extent. It's kind of what the energy is pointing to here. See if I can find anything else though. That's pretty straightforward. I mean, at this point, it would be a sign. It would be imploring you to understand that whatever this disappointing ending is, whatever this disappointing defeat is, it is actually in order to bring that conflict to a close for you. And you would do well to, in seeing that, make sure to rise above any toxicity that could result from it and not take it out on other people, not put it onto others, is a big part of what this is suggesting. And we really have the Nine of Wands wanting to come out there pretty hard, which would signify that you have the, it's kind of strange because that would signify that you actually have a lot of power. So it's very bizarre that you would be tossed this defeat, but that's half what it was implying there. So I want to see if there's anything else I can clarify here. I actually just had to cancel a Scorpio read, or I just ended a previous Scorpio read that I hadn't finished because I'd gotten up to like 17, 18 cards and it wasn't clicking what the heck the reading was trying to suggest. So in this instance, the reading is kind of pretty clear. It's just a clear sign of some kind of cycle closing after losing something, after some kind of defeat. And that it's very natural that you could feel bad as a result, but it's calling you to understand that the cycle is supposed to come to an end, and to kind of embrace that differently, not struggle with the defeat, not struggle with the loss. So That's really fast for reading. 4 minutes, 5 minutes. I've never had a reading that go that quickly. Is there anything else, Great Goddess, that you could use to clarify here? Can I get a clear signal? Some kind of clear sign, a clear drop as to any other messages that can be imparted? Okay, so here we have one. The Sun card. So that just kind of speaks to what I was suggesting. It's like it's kind of calling you to find your light here after suffering this defeat. Don't get stuck pouting over the loss, and definitely don't take it out on others to try and rectify the situation. It's asking you to accept the end of it and find your light regardless. Death and Queen of Wands in reverse. That's kind of interesting because Death is your card, and the Queen of Wands reversed is like, it's another feminine energy coming out in the reverse. Another sort of message of toxicity. Lord of Dominion. 10 of Pentacles is on the bottom of the deck a couple times now. The Sun coming out is pretty clear. So yeah, this is basically, I think I can almost wrap this up. It's like I could maybe run through some clarifiers, but it's just about wrapped itself up. I'm going to do some run through some specifics here. Looking at Wands. Let me take a look at Eight of Wands for some clarifying. It's about swiftness, but the problem is it is referring to bad news or dismissal from employment, perhaps. Impetus, foolhardy action, delayed journeys, canceled journeys, unexpected cancellations of travel. It's definitely a sign of things not going your way. And that's reinforced by the Five of Swords, which is the Lord of Defeat, which implies, once again, things not going your way, but it could be because you embezzled something. So yeah, I mean, it's very disappointing to see here. And especially with this Queen of Pentacles in reverse, we're looking at there's a little bit of a sign here of hypocrisy for this Queen of Pentacles when it's in the reverse, because it kind of speaks to somebody who pads their own nest, but then like is annoyed when other people do that. So that speaks a little bit to the Eight of Wands in reverse. You might be in a weird, sorry, I kicked my camera. You might be in a weird position where you are like maybe embezzling money, but maybe it's not that severe. Maybe you're just embellishing the situation, and that is going to cause you to, the sign here is that you're going to get found out eventually, and you're going to be dealt a defeat for it, and then and that's going to come to an end. But you're getting called here to rise above it, find your light, and do better in the future. So I don't even know if there's anything else I can clarify. This is like almost my fastest read ever, kind of. Some interesting signs there. You get the Eight of Cups. Yep, that's just a sign of moving on. And I'm still mastering the naming conventions this book uses. So give me a second as I look it up here. Still figuring them out. Abandoned success. Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of reinforcing what I'm suggesting here, that it's asking you to, it's really asking you to change your behavior. And it's asking you to not, it's suggesting that whatever this underhanded behavior is, it's not going to serve you anymore, and you're going to be defeated in acting like this. And it's asking you to pursue a different route. It's asking you to find a different way to do this. So even though you're a Scorpio, it's like it's implying that you're kind of embodying some more earthly tendencies here, which is kind of interesting. And that's the first card of yours, is the water card on the end. So it's almost like maybe you're just like not in your natural resonance and you're paying too much attention to your material success. And because you're paying too much attention to your material success, it's caused you to like try and cut these corners and just do this, whatever the shady behavior is that you get caught doing. It's not the natural you. And this is asking you to overcome some of those tendencies and find a different quality. And that quality might be more in terms of experiencing your emotional abundance more than your material abundance. And there's a mixed sign here to rise above that. It's actually, this is more typical, this is much better than the last Scorpio read that I was trying to do, because I got up to 18 cards and it wasn't clear. And usually this is how Scorpio reads go, is there are a couple cards and it's pretty darn straight to the point. So this is more in line with the Scorpio reads I'm used to. And it's ending on basically a high note. If this Queen of Pentacles can turn around her energy, this kind of getting smacked down doesn't have to occur anymore. And you can find a different way to do things, a much brighter way to do things. And I would recommend maybe focusing on your emotion, or maybe focusing on your material abundance isn't actually serving you like you think. Like, it doesn't resonate with you internally fully, because you're a water sign, not exactly an earth sign. And it's suggesting that because of that, you're getting into this like emotional disresonance, and that's causing you to kind of make these lazy decisions to buff what you think is what you want, which is your material abundance. But you go through that in these haphazard manners, which is going to get you castigated and defeated and tossed out of whatever this is. And you don't want to keep going back to that. You want to feel better than all of that. And the way to do that is this is suggesting is you might find more resonance focusing on your emotional abundance as opposed to your material abundance. There's more potential with you as a water sign by doing that. So that is basically what I've got for you here. It's pretty straightforward, and I wish it was a much more optimistic message, but very often times that is what's going on here, is that without having this reading, you essentially would get stuck as this Queen of Pentacles reverse, and you may never hear it like this, where you need to take a different approach to what matters to you. That whatever you're focused on mentally isn't serving you on the emotional plane, and that's causing you to just kind of be lackadaisical in your decisions. That's causing you to cut these corners, whatever these corners are. The word it used was embezzlement, which is pretty severe, but if you kind of go to the same notion, it's just cutting corners to gain material abundance in ways that might be like a little shady or a little dicey, and it's just natural that eventually that comes crashing down on you. And especially if it's not serving you as much as your spirit wants it to, it can't help but help, or it, like, the universe will help it fall so you can learn something different. So, all right, that's basically all I've got here, but I hope this resonated, and I hope this means something to somebody. You definitely could benefit from trying a different approach in terms of what your abundance actually is. And you're kind of being called to do that. So I hope that this resonates, and I hope that you can find something in this to help you out. So thank you very much for watching this. Take care, and good luck.